We begin our story back when early humans first built temporary shelters out of stones and tree branches. That was when humanity first met the Overlord, which is a giant Lovecraftian being of indeterminate origin, formed of an ancient magic, and they helped the humans and gave them advice, such as where to find food, how to use certain magic spells, and events that had yet to pass even. And as the years grew, the humans gained more magic powers thanks to the Overlord, which was teaching them these powers, still standing by their side and watching them grow through the many years, like a parent watching over their children. The humans and the Overlord were existing alongside each other in peace until sometime around the middle of the Egyptian era, when the Overlord denied teaching the humans any more magic, and with its giant glowing eyes it could see into the minds of the people it once cared for and saw an uncontrollable desire for more magic. The Overlord decided it needed to put a stop to this greed that people were feeling before it became too late, but unfortunately it already was. So all of humanity, united in their hatred for this being they once thought to be their friend, they concocted a plan to overpower the Overlord with the very magic it had taught them, and force it to teach them whatever magic knowledge it was keeping for itself. So on one fateful night, they silently crept out of their beds, gathered around the Overlord who was resting on the side of a giant pyramid, and used half of their combined magic to use magical chains to coil around its arms and legs, which instantly jolted it awake. Still in fear and confusion, the Overlord watched as the humans used what other half of the magic they had to raise one of the pyramids and hold it directly over its enormous snake-like body, demanding it tell them what the other magic was that it knew. But despite the Overlord continuously telling them it was only trying to prevent their demise, the humans persisted, threatening the Overlord by lowering the pyramid slightly. Just then the ground began to shake, and some of the ground caved in. The humans, then realizing that the ground was about to collapse into a giant chasm and swallow them all, diverted all their magic energy from holding the pyramid up to escaping with their lives, and just like that, the trust that the Overlord had spent so long maintaining with the humans was wiped away, as the pyramid fell onto its body, crushing it into the sand, before the ground collapsed beneath it and fell into the cavern that opened. The Overlord had survived its fall into the cavern, but the entrance was all blocked up with sand and stone, making it nearly impossible to escape. The Overlord should have died from the fall, but something began to stir inside of it. I've helped them, I've taught them, and I've cared for them all these years, and they have the audacity to form an alliance against me. A betrayal this sinister can never be forgiven, and it won't be. I will never forgive them for this, never. And on that day, it swore its revenge against humanity, and was undoubtedly a mistake on the humans' part that the very magic they demanded to learn from the Overlord was the very magic that would be used against them. A magic called necrotic evocation, used to build armies of demonic creatures that had an unquenchable lust for blood. Now nearing present day, humanity's completely forgotten about the Overlord, and yet retained a large amount of their magic knowledge, and with the fusion of the Overlord's magic and human technology, humanity has never been more powerful, with flying cars and highly advanced computers, completely unaware that just beneath their feet, the Overlord's demon army was growing ever more powerful. Millions of demons with the intent to kill just swarmed in the caverns below, eager to feast on the blood of humans, and it was just 7 years later that they clawed their way out of the caverns. Humanity and demons were shortly locked in battle that would go on for years, with millions of humans killed by the knife-like claws of the demons, and millions of demons killed by the scorching laser guns the human soldiers wielded. With the human army sending more soldiers every day, and the Overlord using its magic to summon waves upon waves of demons, it seemed as though this war would never end. Humanity, worryingly realizing that they were being outnumbered, quickly rushed to form an alliance between nations, sharing weapons, army supplies, and intel in order to ensure that the enemy would not win this war. During the war, there was even talk of a different kind of alliance, one of both humans and demons working in union that was supposedly going on a quest to bring peace to the world by stopping this war once and for all, and they were called the Order of the Resolver.